Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will find coefficients of a quadratic equation by using the discriminant and how many solutions it has. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to do questions like this. What are the possible values for k if this quadratic equation has one solution, no solutions, or two solutions? So we're going to calculate possible values for k. So firstly, because we're talking about whether it has one, no, or two solutions, we're talking about the discriminant. So remember, the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. So b is the number in front of x. So in this case, b is actually equal to k. A, the number in front of x squared, is 1. C, the number by itself, is 9. So the discriminant here is k squared minus 36. So what are the values for k if this first has one solution? So if it has one solution, the discriminant is equal to 0. So that means k squared minus 36 is equal to 0. So we can just solve this quadratic equation easily. This is perfect square minus a perfect square. We're going to factorize and use the null factor law. So difference of two squares. Square root the first, square root the second. One gets a plus, one gets a minus. So the solutions to this, either k plus 6 equals 0 or k minus 6 equals 0. So if k was plus 6 or minus 6, this equation would have one solution. So if k was positive 6, the only solution would be negative 3. If k was negative 6, the only solution would be positive 3. All right, let's look at the case where it would have no solution. So in this case, the discriminant would be negative. So that would mean k squared minus 36 is negative, which means k squared is less than 36. So for that to happen, k would have to be less than the square root of 36, which is 6. You know, it could be like 5, because 5 squared is 25, which is less than 36. But it also has to be more than negative 6. If it's less than negative 6, like say negative 7, if you square negative 7, you get more than 36. So for this to have no solution, k must be more than negative 6 and less than 6. If this equation were to have two solutions, that would mean the discriminant's positive. But we've already ruled out cases. If it's between minus 6 and positive 6, then it has no solutions, and if it's equal to 6 or negative 6, it has one solution. So the only thing left is that either k is more than 6 or k is less than negative 6. If either of those true, this will have two solutions. All right, now we're just going to do a quick example where we look at determining values for k if the solutions are rational or irrational. So let's try this question here. We're going to find two possible values for k such that this equation here has two rational solutions. So let's look to it. The discriminant is going to be b squared minus 4 times a times c, which in this case is k. So it's 625 minus 16k. So this will have two rational solutions if it's positive equal to a perfect square. So we need to find a value of k that we can insert here to make this a perfect square. So to do this, the easiest way might be to pick a few perfect squares and see what values of k make this expression equal to them. So note 16k will always be even, an odd minus an even is always an odd. So let's pick some odd squares. So the first odd square is 1. So if we have 625 minus 16k is equal to 1, subtract 625 from both sides, and then divide each side by minus 16. And we get the number 39. So then we could try it with the next square number, which is 9. So if I had 625 minus 16k is equal to 9, I could subtract 625 again, and then divide by 16. Now for this one, I actually get k is equal to 38.5. So there's nothing in the question that said I couldn't do that, so that's a valid answer for k. But let's look for another one where k is an integer. The next odd square number is 25, and then there's 49, 81, 121, and so on. So I can just try each of these and see if they'd give me an integer value for k. Well, these two don't, but 81 does. So what do I mean by that? Well, if I solve the equation 625 minus 16k equals 81, I get minus 16k equals 544, so that's negative 544, and then dividing each side by 16 gives me k is 34. So that's another possible solution. If k is 34, then the discriminant will be 625 minus 544, which is 81. If k is 34, the discriminant is 81, which is a perfect square, and so there will be two rational solutions. I don't need to find them because the question didn't ask me to. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.